Now let's solve the question in bisection. Now the question said find the root b of f of x equals to x raised by 3 minus 4x minus 9 to 3 decimal place. When you're asked to solve this kind of question, the first thing you are to look for is for you to find the root and the interval. Let's find the root and the interval before we start calculating. Now, as you can see, these values by my left are my intervals, while that of my right, which is the f of x function, which is these are my what? These are my roots. So therefore, how can we take our root and interval? You take your roots, you take your interval and root, or you check where your negative or where a positive sign change to negative or a negative sign change to what? To positive. So now, as you can observe, the value change from negative to positive at the point of 2 and what? 2 and 3. Therefore, we draw a conclusion that the interval of this equation is 2 and 3, while the roots is what? Minus 9 and what? And 6. So now, using bisection, now let's try to apply this method. Now, applying this method, use the formula n a naught plus b naught all over what? All over 2. Now let's find our first root, our first interval. Now the a naught and b naught represent what? The two intervals. Therefore, we can say my x1 will be equal to what? 2 plus what? 3 all over what? 2, which is what? 5 over 2, which is 2.5. Now what do you do next? Pick this value of x1 and substitute this value into your equation and text where or check where the root lies. Is this the positive or what? Negative? Now let's test. 2.5 is equals to 2.5 raised to the power of 3 minus 4 times 2.5 minus 9. Now after calculating, we got that 2.25 gave us what? Minus 3.375. So what do? You come to where you have your negative roots, and what resulted to the what? To negative root, which is what? 2 resulted to what? Minus 9. So you replace these values with your what? Your new roots and interval. So we are having 2.5 and minus 3.3756. Then you go again. X2 2.5 plus what? 3 all over what? 2, which is equal to what? 5.5 divided by 2. So therefore 5.5 divided by 2 is what? 2.75. So what do you do next? Put the value of x into the equation and text where it lies. 2.75 is equals to 2.75 by 3 minus 4 bracket 2.75 minus 9 is equals to. Now as you can see, the 2.75 gave us what? Gave us a positive root. What do? You go to where you have a positive root, which is this, and what resulted to that root is what? Your 3. So you're having 2.5 2.75, which is the new interval, minus 3.375, 0.7969. These are now your new root and what? An interval. So what do you do next? Let's continue. X3 will be equals to what? 2.5 plus 2.75 all over what? 2. Now, as you can see, my x3 gave me what? 2.1625. So now you substitute the value into the expression. So we're having bracket 2.625 bracket 2.625 raised to the power of what? 3 minus 4 bracket 2.625 minus what? 9 is equals to. Now let's calculate. Now, as you can see, we got a what? Negative what? A negative root. So you go to where you have your negative values and you place it with what? This new values. So we're having 2.25, 2.75 as the new root and as the new interval, sorry, minus 1.121 and 0.79669. Then let's continue. X4 will be equal to what? 2.625 plus what? 2.75 divided by 2. Let's see what's the answer. Let's kind of observe. What we what? 2.687 We use that value to test. Is me writing the same thing as me writing x4, because x4 is what? The same thing as this. We're having 2.6875 is by 3, 4 bracket 2.6875 minus 9 will be equals to. Now this is the answer. So the new root and intervals now be equals to 2.6875, 2.75 and minus 0.3391, 0.7969. So these are the two values we are now working with. So therefore my 2.6875 plus 2.715 divided by 2. Let's check what's the answer. Now, therefore my x5 is equal to what? The sum of the what? Two interval divided by what? 2 give us this. Now let's test where this one lies. X5 equals to 2.7188 is per 3 minus 4 bracket 2.7188 bracket minus 9 equals to. So this is now the value. But when do you stop? Now this is now the new root. Now let's get the new interval and root. Let's arrange it. So we're having, since it's a positive root, so we're having 2.67875, 2.7188 resulting towards minus 0.3391, 0.79169. Now this is now the roots, the interval and that of the what? The roots. Now if you should continue with this method of repeating this same step, so at the point of x11 we will be having 2.70654 and that of 12 will be having 2.7064. So now let's go back to the question. Question said what? Convert to what? 3 decimal places. Now let's convert to 3 decimal places. Now x11 will be equals to what? 2.70 what? 7. Now x12 will be equal to what? 2.706. So let's try to subtract. Let's try to subtract. So therefore my x12 minus what? X11 will be equal to what? 2.707 minus 6 minus 2.707, which will give us what? Minus 0.001. So at this point you stop. At this point you stop. But if you go further, if you take the, I believe if you take the fifth one to give, when you subtract both the, if you subtract the 13th from the 12th, you get what? 0. This is when you stop.